what Imam Malik said. Nothing will reform the end of this ummah except that which reformed the beginning of this ummah. Look to the companions. Look how Islam was spread under them, and how Allah honored the Muslims under them and humiliated the disbelievers under them. And look at us. Why do you think it is that we find ourselves in the condition that we are today? Have you not read the Quran? Why don't you just pick it up and read it, whoever wrote this question? Haven't you read what happened to the Bani Israel? People who had messengers, who believed in Allah, who claimed to follow their messengers, but what did they do? What happened to them? What did Allah do to them? Didn't Allah mention that He sent against them some of His servants? And they entered into the innermost recesses of their homes? Weren't they taken into captivity? Weren't they considered the most despised people on the face of the earth? Why? Because of their disobedience to Allah. Because of their changing Allah's religion, saying this is Allah when it is not from Allah. This is the reason. Do you think Allah mentioned these things so we could have nice stories to tell our children when we went to bed? This is there to teach us, so we shouldn't fall into the same thing. Do you think, brothers and sisters, Allah is going to support the Muslims when with their actions they insult Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam by abandoning his sunnah, filling their lives with innovations? Will Allah support these people? Will Allah give them victory? I don't think so. So if you are someone who wants to love the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you have to follow his sunnah. And you have to be aware of what contradicts that. Yes, you must believe in him and his guidance. This is what it means to follow his sunnah. This is what it means to love him. And to follow his sunnah means to be far away from innovation. This is what I came here to teach people. It wasn't only a talk about bid'ah. That constituted maybe 10 minutes at the end of my talk. But it was part of it that is relevant. And as I said, kul, as I didn't say, Allah said, kul in kuntum tuhibbun Allah fattabiyuni. Someone, jazakallah, corrected me. Yahbibkum Allah. The Prophet has been told to say, if you love Allah, follow me, then Allah will love you. So loving Allah is achieved by following the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is how we love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How we manifest the reality of the love of Allah, and that is how Allah will love us. And this sort of comes to another question. So, you know, someone is asking, isn't it good enough to have a good heart? You know, just to have a good heart. Because doesn't Allah look at your hearts and not your appearance? Well, you know what this hadith means is that it's not relevant to Allah whether you are dressed in beautiful clothes, having a beautiful appearance, whether you look like a supermodel or a movie star. This is not what concerns Allah. What concerns Allah is your heart. This does not mean that Allah is not concerned with your actions, your appearance, whether the people consider you handsome or ugly. It's not irrelevant. It's irrelevant to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What is important is your heart, but your heart, the qalb, the heart, this is made pure through the actions of obedience to Allah, the righteous actions, the amal salih, the righteous actions that are done sincerely and purely for the pleasure of Allah. You will only ever have a good heart by worshipping Allah the way He wants to be worshipped, by praying the prayer of the Prophet ﷺ in the manner of the Prophet ﷺ, fasting, giving zakah, doing the pilgrimage, being kind to your parents, your neighbors, and so on and so forth. This is how you get a good heart. Reading the Quran, making the dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.